the third addendum to the miracles of Muhammad, upon whom be peace. This passage speaks of the evidences of the prophethood of Muhammad, peace be upon him. It is given as a brief, index-like answer to the question concerning the first of the three important difficulties found at the conclusion of the third principle of the Treatise on the Ascension, of the 31st word. Question: why is this mighty ascension special to Muhammad the Arabian, upon whom be blessings and peace? The answer to your first difficulty, it has been analyzed in detail in the first 30 words. So here, we shall set out a concise list briefly alluding to the perfections of Muhammad, upon whom be peace, to the signs of his prophethood, and to the fact that he was the most worthy to make the ascension. It is as follows. Firstly, despite numerous corruptions in the texts of such holy scriptures as the Torah, Gospels and Psalms, in recent times even, an exacting scholar like Hussein Jisri found 114 allusions to Muhammad's upon whom be peace, prophethood. These good tidings he set forth in his Risale-i Nur. Secondly, it has been proved historically that there were many predictions accurately forecasting Muhammad's upon whom be peace, prophethood, like those of the two soothsayers Shik and Sati, which, a while previously to it, gave news of it and the fact that he was to be the prophet of the end of time. Thirdly, there were hundreds of extraordinary happenings, famous in history, called irhasat, that is, signs forewarning men of a coming prophet. Among them were the idols in the Kaaba falling from their places on the night of Muhammad's, upon whom be peace, birth, and the famous palace of Chosroes the Persian being rent asunder. Fourthly, history and the prophets, upon whom be peace biographies, show that he satisfied the thirst of an army with water flowing from his fingers, that in the presence of a large congregation in the mosque, the dry wooden support against which he, upon whom be peace, used to lean, moaned like a camel and wept on being separated from him when he mounted the pulpit, and that he was distinguished by close on 1,000 miracles attested to by such verses of the Quran as, "And the moon split," Quran, chapter 54, verse 1, referring to the splitting of the moon, and verified by those who investigated them. Fifthly, anyone who considers the facts and is fair and just cannot hesitate to agree that, as is unanimously agreed, by friend and foe alike, good moral qualities were to be found at the highest degree in his person, and that, in accordance with the testimony of all his dealings and actions, attributes and character of the loftiest excellence were apparent in the way he performed his duties and proclaimed Islam. And in accordance with the fine qualities and conduct enjoined by the religion of Islam, laudable virtues of the highest order were to be found in the law he brought. Sixthly, as is alluded to in the second indication of the 10th word, it is a requirement of wisdom that the Godhead be manifested, and this desire to be manifested is met at the widest level, and in the most brilliant fashion, by the comprehensive worship performed by Muhammad, upon whom be peace, in the practice of his religion. Also, wisdom and truth require that the Creator of the world displays his beauty in its utter perfection through some means. And the one who met that wish, and displayed and described the Creator's beauty in the most perfect fashion, was evidently the person of Muhammad, upon whom be peace. It was also clearly Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who, in response to the desire of the world's Maker to exhibit his perfect art and infinite beauty, and attract attentive gazes towards them, heralded them with the loudest voice. Again, it was necessarily Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who, in response to the desire of the Sustainer of all the worlds to proclaim his unity in the levels of multiplicity, announced all the degrees of unity, each at its highest level. And as is indicated by the utter beauty of beings, and is required by truth and wisdom, The world's owner desires to see his infinite essential beauty and the subtle qualities of his exquisiteness, and to display them in mirrors. Again, it was evidently Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who in response to that desire acted as a mirror, and displayed that beauty most radiantly, and loved it, and made others love it. And in response to the desire of the maker of the palace of this world to exhibit his hidden treasuries, filled as they are with wondrous miracles and priceless jewels, and through them to describe and make known his perfections, it was again evidently Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who exhibited, described and displayed them in the most comprehensively. And, since the Maker of the universe adorns it with various wonders and embellishments, and has included conscious creatures in it, so that they might make tours and excursions and ponder over it, and take lessons, wisdom requires that he should desire to make known the meanings and value of those works of art to those who will observe and ponder over them. And it was again self-evidently Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who, in response to this desire of the universe's maker, by means of the all-wise Quran, acted as guide in the most comprehensive fashion to jinn and man, and to spirit, beings, and angels. Also, the all-wise ruler of the universe wishes, by means of an envoy, to cause conscious beings to unravel the obscure talisman containing the aim and purpose of the change and transformations in the universe, and to solve the riddle of the three perplexing questions. Where do beings come from? Where are they going? And what are they? And again, it was self-evidently Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who in response to this wish of the all-wise ruler, unravelled the talisman and solved the riddle by means of the truths of the Quran, in the clearest and most comprehensive fashion. Also, the all-glorious Maker of the universe desires to make himself known to conscious beings by means of his fine artifacts, and to make them love him through all his precious bounties, and most certainly to make known to them by means of an envoy the divine wishes, and what will please him in return for those bounties. And again, it was self-evidently Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who, in response to this desire of the all-glorious Maker, by means of the Quran, expounded those wishes and things that please him by word and deed in the most exalted and perfect fashion. Also, since the Sustainer of all the worlds has given to man, who is the fruit of the universe, a comprehensive disposition which encompasses the universe, and has prepared him for universal worship, and since, because of man's faculties and senses, multiplicity and the world afflict him, the Sustainer desires to turn his face from multiplicity to unity, from transience to permanence. And again it was self-evidently Muhammad, upon whom be peace, who, in response to this desire, by means of the Quran, acted as guide in the most comprehensive and complete fashion and in the best way, and carried out the duty of prophethood in the most perfect manner. Thus, among beings the most superior are animate beings, and among animate beings the most superior are conscious beings, and among conscious beings the most superior are true human beings, and among true human beings the one who carried out the above-mentioned duties at the most comprehensive level and in the most perfect form would of a certainty rise through an all-embracing ascension to the distance of 2 bow lengths, knock at the door of eternal happiness, open the treasury of mercy, and see the hidden truths of belief. Again, it would be him. Seventhly, as is plain to see, beings are made beautiful with the very finest embellishment. This demonstrates that their Maker possesses a powerful will to make beautiful, an intention to adorn, and this shows that the Maker necessarily possesses a strong desire and holy love towards his art. And among beings it was again most certainly he who displayed altogether in himself the most comprehensive and subtle wonders of art, and knew them and made them known, and himself loved, and who appreciated the beauties to be found in other beings, declaring, "What wonders God has willed," and was most beloved in the sight of his Maker, who nurtures and loves his art. Thus it was again self-evidently he, upon whom be peace, who, declaring, "All glory be to God, what wonders God has willed, God is most great." In the face of the exquisite qualities that gild beings and the subtle perfections that illuminate them, causes the heavens to ring out, and who, through the strains of the Quran, causes the universe to reverberate, and through his admiration and appreciation, his contemplation and display, his mentioning of the divine names and affirmation of divine unity, brings land and sea to a state of ecstasy. Thus, in accordance with the saying, "The cause is like the doer." Footnote: this resembles the hadith, "Whoever points out an instance of good to someone will receive the same recompense as the one who performs it." It is pure truth and sheer wisdom that the one on whose scale shall be found the equivalent of all the good deeds performed by his community, and whose spiritual perfections draw strength from the benedictions of all his community, and who, as a result of the duties he discharged in his prophethood, received immaterial recompense and boundless emanations of divine mercy and love, should advance by the stairway of the Ascension as far as paradise, the lote tree of the farthest limit, the divine throne, and the distance of 2 bow lengths. Quran chapter 53, verses from 1 to 18.